What are some little-known relationship green flags? You don't feel like you're competing for their time. You're just loved. Even when they are busy. You don't have to worry. People think you need to spend all your time with someone. You don't. But the feeling of being loved removes any jealousy or insecurities. You just know it's good. The ability to coexist in very companionable silence. It's a pretty convoluted story. But I was dating a guy. Had to drive his car to get him from a situation. And wrecked his car due to mechanical failure, and called my mama to come get me so we could go get him. Rescued him. Then had to tell him I'd wrecked his car. His first question, "Are you okay?" My mom overheard. That one's a keeper. If it's a chore you both hate, you do it together. My late husband and I both hated folding laundry. But it had to be done, so we always did it together. Made the chore less of a pain. No matter how angry you are at one another, you will still go out of your way or they go out of their way to help. I'll be wicked pissed, but I'll angrily make my wife her favorite dinner even though I don't want to eat. No matter how angry we are at one another, usually only last a short period of time. We will never sabotage or try to teach them a lesson. Many times, it ends up being both apologizing to one another. Arguing and getting angry is just part of a relationship and unavoidable. It is how you deal with it that sets it apart from a healthy relationship versus a bad one. Edit. Thanks for the reward thingies. There is never any harm telling someone you love them. Genuine support in your life goals. Even if that means you two will have to go long distance for a while or will have to have conflicting work schedule or it will make your relationship harder in some way. If they love you and want you to be happy, they will be genuinely interested in what you want to do and will try to support you to do that in whatever way they can. They won't hold you back in any way. This is something me and my so have been facing something similar to this recently. He's just graduated and is looking for a job. As much as I want him to stay close by so we don't have to do long distance for any more time than we have to. I'm going home for the summer. But if he gets a job the other side of the country I won't stop him and as long as I'm around I'll help him pack up. Came home from working a 12-hour shift one night to a full dinner with my favorite dessert. Never had a girlfriend just decide to cook me a full meal for me to come home to like that. Able to forgive mistakes. Early in our relationship I accidentally backed my car into my fiancé's car while coming out of the driveway. I definitely did damage. I immediately started freaking out and crying and he just calmly got out of his car. Came up to mine and asked if I was okay. He got me to calm down and said it was fine, it was just an accident. He never made me feel bad about it. He called it our little bump to my friends to minimize my embarrassment. We laugh about it to this day. Side note, his dad who works with cars fixed his car for him at no cost. Edit. No, he did not have any way of knowing his dad could fix the car. His father is not a mechanic. His father knows a mechanic. His father didn't bring up fixing the car until several months later. When your so takes criticism from you seriously without immediately trying to turn it back on you. If the converse is also true, you two stand a great chance of going the distance. Non-sexual compliments. My ex would tease me a lot and would tease me in front of his family. He would say things like, "Oh, she changed her outfit 3 times because she thought you guys would judge her," or, "She didn't really want to come over but I convinced her." He would be laughing and joking but these things would be the truth. When I was going to meet my current boyfriend's family I was really nervous. In the car I said, "Please don't tell them how nervous I am. It's so embarrassing." He looked at me in shock and said, "I'm on your side. Why would I tell them that?" And it was like a freaking light bulb. Love this guy. When you're on a road trip and your partner feeds you fries and helps you drink your soda or whatever. I think that's such a nice simple gesture of kindness. I feel like there's a lot of detailed examples that largely boil down to 2 things. Empathy and emotional maturity. Being able to have healthy conflict without fear that conflict will cause the end of the relationship. It's green flag. And a relief. To have natural disagreements and communication about those disagreements without constant fear that someone's going to hit the nuclear option. Edit. Also, doctoring my coffee and bringing it to me in bed was a smaller green flag. Edit 2. Doctoring meaning putting cream and sugar in, and thank you for the awards and gold Reddit friends. When you never have to question their whereabouts and you get that safe feeling. Your partner does things for you without asking and remembers little details. For example, I like eating with a fruit fork. The smaller version of the dinner fork. I actually googled that since our family calls them the little forks lol. Anyway, My partner remembers this and will grab it for me when we're dishing up food. Another good one is they make you feel appreciated. Edit. It may be a cake fork or salad fork. Being able to emotionally connect even after an argument. Laughter. And also, I've been with my partner for 40 years. This month. And I still smile when I see him across a room. He still makes me laugh and my heart soars when I think of him. 1. Honesty. 2. Genuine interest in each other's hobbies. Don't have to do them. But at least support it. 3. Strong communication. 4. You feel like you're hanging out with your best friend. Except you wanna smash. Listening to you and remembering the things you've said. Back when me and my boyfriend started dating, he'd sometimes bring up things that I've said before. My favorite foods, candies, etc. Made me super happy and could tell he genuinely cared. Active listening. Not just being there while you talk. Accurately giving opinions, advice if asked for, and generally caring for the conversion. Bonus. Active listening during an argument. Not trying to win, but trying to resolve the problem. Edit. Grammar. You don't feel like they are playing games. Communication is direct and you don't feel too nervous about what you should or shouldn't do or say. And you're not worried about what they do or don't do or say. Some butterflies is normal, of course. Edit. To clarify, my point here is it's possible to meet someone who, right from the beginning, you're not overly concerned about your interactions. You don't have to think too much about what to text them or when. Same with calls. They don't leave you wondering about when they will respond to you and what delaying means. They don't say or do cryptic things that you have to go home and call in a panel of friends to analyze. This is not to say that, in the beginning, you shouldn't take care to be in your better behavior and not to overshare. This is not game playing. It's being considerate. I drink a lot of water and sometimes my BF would stay until late and I would fall asleep. Before leaving he always made sure I had a glass full of water on my nightstand in case I woke up thirsty. It's always the small details. Edit. I drink a healthy amount of water. Thank you for your concern, lol. They trust you to stay at their apartment alone. Telling the little details about your day. There's something really precious about that. And you feel in tune with the other person. If she shows equal interest in hanging out with you. If it feels like you're dragging them into going on a date. They're really not into you. No matter what they may say. Besides, let's be honest. Wouldn't you rather date someone who is as excited and interested in seeing you and you are in seeing them? You want your partner to be happy and not the other way around. Oftentimes people want to be in a relationship to solely make themselves happy. Edit. My point is different from making your partner happy and completely forgetting your own happiness. They respect your food issues, weather preferences, allergies, etc. Bonus points. They defend you to their blood relatives. When you like the person that you become when you're with them. Everyone projects a different version of themselves around different people, and if you don't like who you become when you're with someone, it's probably not going to be the healthiest relationship. Yours should bring out the best in you. They communicate if they will be delayed and how long they will be. Talk things through before it becomes a screaming match. Not after. Asks about boundaries, traumas, and doesn't judge you for them, but instead respects them. Willingness to forgive you when you make a mistake, speak in anger, etc. rather than hold a grudge or try to punish you. Doesn't mean they won't still be upset, of course. Willingness to admit fault and take responsibility when they make a mistake, speak in anger, etc. and work on their own negative behaviors. Related. Taking you seriously when something upsets you even if it doesn't seem like a big deal from their perspective. Not losing their temper when things don't go their way. Example. Do you want to be with someone who blows up when the car breaks down on a road trip and makes everyone else miserable, or the person who calmly calls the repair service and tries to make the best of it? Not making personal attacks during arguments. Focusing more on how they are feeling and fixing the problem at hand. And then reconciling afterward, rather than lashing out with a list of perceived character flaws. Example. I feel disrespected when, rather than, you're such a disrespectful. Expletive of choice. Genuine care for you and others, a lack of self-centeredness. Being open to hear the perspectives of others, even when they don't agree. And understanding that they are not the center of the universe. They are not always right. And there is always something to learn. In short, emotional maturity. If you two are able to compromise, you recommend them a book or movie and they actually take the time to check it out. They actually want to spend time with you. Very subtle things that show they're a genuine person. Remembering things that you've told them and following up is definitely a good sign. It feels easy, effortless, unforced, natural. This is a good sign of a real connection. Compromise feels like second nature. You both breathe thoughtfulness and consideration towards each other. You figure things out, together. You see each other, respect each other, and appreciate each other. It's the small things. The doing something just because it will make your partner smile and wanting nothing in return. A few months ago I was having a bad day and had texted my partner about the basics, and he said to head over to his place after work. I showed up so defeated by the day. Opened the door, and my dog is there. He had spoken with my parents, picked up my dog from their house because he knew that's what I needed. He was cooking dinner and told me to just go cuddle on the bed with my dog while he took care of everything else. That's when I knew he and I were in it for the long haul. Is your partner comprehensive when you are sincere and honest? Are you free to say what you think without being scolded?